Are you tired of buying coaching and online course programs and then not getting any results from them? Why don't they work? Why haven't you made progress? Today, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. As someone who has both taken courses and received coaching, as well as having my own coaching and my own programs, I have the perspective from both sides of the story here as to why some coaching and some course programs simply don't work for you. And make sure you stay tuned till the end where I reveal the number one reason why coaching programs don't work. Hey guys, Abby Johnson here with Matterhorn Business Development. Yes, I am an online coach, course creator, whatever you want to call it, but I see myself as a business consultant, and those are just the mediums that I use to get to my clients and make sure that they are getting results. If you're in the same industry as me, then you've probably seen ads and endless programs for coaches coaching coaches, and it gets into this whole cycle of other coaches coaching other coaches and all of that. I have definitely been in some of those programs, not because I am not a good coach, but mostly to increase my skills in the areas I am weak in, because I am not great at every single part of the business. My weak point was always marketing and sales. I got sales help from my dad and my brother, but marketing, this was a new realm of marketing. This is different than the business to customer marketing I'm usually talking to my clients about. So I myself have had to be in coaching programs. That being said, I have experienced the side of being a customer, of receiving group coaching. I've been in online courses to help with a specific problem I was having, but then I've also created those products for people. So I get both sides. The first reason why a program or coaching or course may not work for you is simply because it is a bad program. There are definitely people out there who don't actually know what they're doing. Maybe in the sense of, as a teacher, like they might literally just not be able to relay the information in a way that is workable for the recipient, or just the techniques they are giving you aren't great. This is more unlikely than the other reasons we're going to talk about, just because even if someone is just regurgitating someone else's content or knowledge, it's usually something that still works if you apply it correctly. Maybe they're not communicating it well, or they don't have all of the information, or there's a big piece of information they're missing. My tip for you on this point is, if you're going to join a program or commit to coaching or something like that, do your due diligence on who you're signing up with. Now, I could totally be a hypocrite here because I run ads to my programs and all of that, but if you get an ad for someone, that's great. If you want to take action immediately, that's totally fine, but make sure you actually look into them. Do they have testimonials? Do they get results for their clients? Do you like them? Especially if you're doing something like what I do with business coaching. If we're working one-on-one together, we've got to kind of jive. You've got to want to share some personal things with me. If you don't like me, don't sign up for coaching with me. I think that's pretty obvious, but just look into some of their other content and make sure that their philosophy, the information they're giving out, is something that aligns with you and you agree with. I even had someone who went and they messaged someone on Instagram who I had on my landing page as a testimonial. And they actually reached out to the person saying, hey, did you actually have a good experience with Matterhorn Business Development? And of course he said yes, because I wouldn't put him on our page if he didn't have a good experience. But on one hand, I was taken aback by that. But on the other, I was actually impressed by the due diligence of, she was actually checking in on the validity of the testimonials I had on my page. So I'm not saying you have to do that necessarily, but it is one way to kind of cover yourself in this area. Okay, the next reason why a coaching program or online course didn't work for you is a lack of a support system. There are definitely people out there selling info products where all you are getting is the product. And you have to understand that if that's all you're getting, it's going to be 100% on you to apply it and figure out how to apply it to your situation if you have a unique situation, which most people do. Everyone is individual, so you probably need to tweak things for your situation. This can also happen in group coaching situations where maybe you get group coaching calls, but you don't get any other support outside of that, or you feel like you don't have enough time on the calls to get your questions answered. Part of this is on you to make sure you are asking for help when you need it, but you have to look at the structure of the program you're signing up for to see if it has the level of support that you want. What I did here at Matterhorn, because I had seen this and experienced this myself, was I created our programs with different tiers of support. Even our lowest entry level, less than $100 online program, it used to be just a course only, which I honestly didn't like, because usually when it's a course only with a community factor, people don't get enough support. So there is a community factor that I wanted to have to make sure people could still ask me questions even if we weren't hoppy on calls, but that still wasn't enough for me because I really want to make sure people get results. I hate taking people's money and them not seeing a result or not taking action. So I wanted to incentivize people to take action. Even in our lowest tiered program, we do have a couple of calls a month where people can hop on and ask questions because, as I said, everyone is unique and usually needs to talk out their situation with a coach. And then from there, we've got more group coaching calls. We have assignment reviews where we look over your work and give you feedback. So it's that next level of support. And then the highest level of support is working with me one-on-one. I know I'm trying to sell you here, but that's actually not even what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to tell you what we've done and how we've structured things, because here at Matterhorn, our motto is if you know us, you win, which means that I care about every person, even you watching a free YouTube video. I want you to be better for having watched this video. So of course, within our programs, I wanted to build in options for support across every program, no matter how much someone is paying. That is just something to look at if you are looking at different programs to commit to, or maybe you're just looking back trying to figure out why a program didn't work for you, is you need to look at the support level and how much support there is. Because I have had a lot of people recently come to me and say, hey, I've done group coaching and it just hasn't worked for me. I want to do one-on-one. I know I'm not going to get results unless it's one-on-one. If that's how you feel, that is totally fine. So just make sure, again, you're doing your due diligence on this point. All right, the number one reason why some courses and coaching programs don't work, here's some tough love for you, but the number one reason is you. I know it's not what you want to hear. It's so easy to blame someone else and say that they swindled you and took your money, but you signed up for that program. So first of all, that was your decision. Maybe they had misleading marketing or whatever. I'm not going to get into that, but you decided to spend that money. And now what I've experienced as someone with a program is I have seen people give me money and sign up for our program and not go through the content, not show up to any of the calls, even though our mid-tier has weekly calls that they could be showing up to. And I hate that. I hate seeing that people aren't taking action. And then at that point, it looks like, well, I went through Matterhorn's program and I didn't get anything out of it. Yeah, it's because you didn't do any of the work though. I hate seeing that. And I always tell people before they sign up, you're gonna have to put in the work. Put this on your calendar. Make sure you're working on this weekly and taking action. It's up to them to listen to me. And there is a portion of people who end up not listening to me. But the thing is you have a problem you're trying to solve, right? You are signing up for a program or a course or whatever because you are trying to solve a certain problem. If you aren't going to take the action to solve that problem, nothing is going to change. I had someone come and they said, hey, I can't sign up for your program because I get shiny object syndrome and I don't have time for it and whatever. And it's like, that's fine, but that's your issue that you need to get over and you need to decide to get over. You need to decide that you're going to put in the time and put in the action to solve this problem, or the problem will not change. And I'm not saying that a group program or online course is the only way to solve a problem, but if you're going to commit to that to solve the problem, you need to actually do the work. I've even had people in the middle where they've gone through the course content and they come to calls, but then they, again, just aren't taking that action to actually implement. If you are going to do a program, or if you're trying to figure out why something hasn't worked in the past, just look at your own level of commitment and be real with yourself as to whether you put in the effort on your end that needed to happen. You could even pay some of the top people on YouTube. Let's say you got a one-on-one with Grant Cardone or Gary Vee or Alex Hormozy. None of these people probably do one-on-ones, and if you did, you would probably have to pay them like 50 grand for an hour. Let's say you did that. That hour is only going to be as valuable to you as the action you take afterwards. Maybe they give you some mind-blowing advice. That's great, but it's up to you to actually apply that advice after the fact. I feel like I'm stating the obvious here, but again, I've had enough people give me this same objection or this same complaint that I felt the need to make this video and include it in the video. So I'm sorry for the tough love, but most of the times the problems in your business are actually because of you, and it's something that you need to take responsibility for and take action on. All that being said, I hope that was helpful for you and gave you a new perspective. If you like what you heard today and you feel like we could help you, I really encourage you to book a free assessment down below. Yes, on this assessment, I'm going to talk about our packages, but I'm also going to make sure that you walk away from the call with some knowledge that you can take action with, whether you sign up with us or not. Go ahead, book your free assessment below, and I hope to see you on a call.